It hasn't been great in our experience. We were in the boarding line and partially boarded before we got a text saying we were canceled.
On the eve of a possible strike that could see roughly 10,000 Air Canada flight attendants walk off the job at 1 a.m. Saturday, the country's largest airline could come to a standstill. Flight staff say they will be prepared to trade the cabin aisle for the picket line if no deal is reached, part of a push to address what they refer to as poverty wages and unpaid labor. The strike threat means thousands of travelers like those here at Montreal's Trudeau Airport have already seen cancellations, with Air Canada saying it would ground all flights if the strike goes through.
We tried to ask about hotels or meal vouchers, and they said there's absolutely nothing they can do because it's out of their control.
Ellery and Gabriel Dunn were minutes away from flying home to Calgary Thursday night when they say boarding was halted and passengers were told to get off the plane. Their flight, one among many, cancelled ahead of the looming strike deadline. Now they're back at Montreal Trudeau Airport Friday morning without a confirmed ticket, hoping for a chance to rebook. They've joined the hundreds of travelers lined up at the Air Canada check-in counters, waiting for answers.
It seems to be that their answer of reducing confusion and certainty with canceling flights pre-strike has had the opposite effect on us.
The airline pushed their flight to Sunday, saying that it was meant to reduce uncertainty. But with flight attendants poised to form picket lines Saturday, the two travelers say they're unsure if their flight will be able to take off.
I think it's very reasonable and within their rights to go on strike. It's exercising their rights to do so. I just feel that it's very disingenuous of the airline to say it's without or out of their control.
Officials of the union representing Air Canada flight attendants told City News Friday that the starting salary for a flight attendant at Air Canada Rouge is around $1,900 a month. Representatives also say that flight attendants don't get paid until cabin doors close, which means that everything from boarding passengers to completing safety demonstrations is unpaid.
Since 2000, so in the past 25 years, the starting salary for a flight attendant has gone up $3.
The airline has requested Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu step in and send both sides into binding arbitration. The union formally rejected that option on Friday.
We don't want to willingly give up a constitutional right to fair and free bargaining.
The strike mandate comes after months of contract talks began at the start of the year. The union says the move to hit picket lines follows a conciliation process that failed to produce a deal. Air Canada has since issued a lockout notice set to take effect Saturday. City News contacted the airline, who did not respond in time for deadline.
It's unacceptable, in my opinion. I think they should strike.
What I do know is I did lose a bit of trust with Air Canada, and I don't know if I'll be booking with them again.
For travelers like Ellery and Gabriel, whether they'll get home on time hangs in the balance.
So far, we haven't been able to talk to anybody about what they're able to give us.
In Montreal, Zachary Cheung, City News.